excited today.
We've got some album reviews.
We've got some album reviews. This is the BBC sessions by Belle and Sebastian, which have just come out.
I know one song of theirs.
Which one's that?
Frog in the Throat or something.
Yes, that's the one, yeah. Yeah, nice song, yeah, very nice song. Not the best song. I'm quite happy about this album. For a start, it takes me back to when I was a young, slim indie boy who used to hang around outside public libraries trying to find girls.
Find old women, I think. Really.
Well, now I hang around outside public toilets trying to find them, that's another story. Basically, Belle and Sebastian, you know, probably Glasgow's greatest ever band, one of the best Scottish pop bands. Have a go, they're in hiatus at the moment, they're not planning to release any more material. So this album is kind of like a holy grail for Belle and Sebastian fans. Their last album came out in the life pursuit, came out in 2006, so they haven't made a record for 2 years,
right.
Not planning to make any more. It's quite exciting. So what this is, it's a collection of their radio sessions for the BBC. A lot of bands are doing this now. This has been a really good Paul one. I'm sure you've seen that, which came out.
Like the whole John Peel session.
Yeah, well, and the big thing about this is that there's unreleased songs on here. So for any Belle and Sebastian fans out there, yeah, it's not just you know, not stuff that everyone's heard before. So you know, it's got 4 new songs on it that have never been heard before, which is brilliant. The track could be about me. It's called "Shoot the Sexual Athlete."
Oh gosh, yeah, of course.
I'm not really a sexual athlete. I'm a runner-up, really, but that's a kind of like the Go-Betweens, you know, the Australian band, kind of a funky take on the Go-Betweens. And it's not magic of a kind word, nothing in the silence, and my girl's got a miraculous technique. That could be about you, couldn't it?
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
The interesting about that is, I'm not going to talk about that either. Isabel Campbell, who is now teamed up with Mark Lanigan, has gone solo as well, and she was the original member of Belle and Sebastian. And you forget what she actually brought to the band. She's a violinist, and she plays on some of these tracks. You know, and that melancholy kind of sadness, and her voice as well. You know, I kind of miss that in Belle and Sebastian now. So this is basically it's all the stuff they've done from 1996 to 2001. Okay. And what I like about it is that at the start of the album, you can hear the very fledgling Belle and Sebastian. And when they first started out, they were quite shy. They didn't like the media, didn't really like press attention or the public. Yeah. So and they weren't that confident live. So it's kind of ramshackle. But it's got a kind of charm to it and a beauty to it that I really like about that. But as the album progresses, innocence, But as the album progresses, you know, they get a lot more confident and they get a lot more pop as well. You've got a track called Seymour Stein, it's just absolutely fantastic. And there's a version of the track called Like Dylan in the Movies that is absolutely brilliant. So, you know, it charts the development of a band. You know, here's hoping we get another Belle and Sebastian album in the near future. But, you know, in the meantime, this will satiate the Belle and Sebastian fans. If you're going to buy it, make sure you buy the second CD with it as well. It's a whole concert, which is live in Belfast 2001, which basically sounds like one of the classic gigs. I wish I'd been there. I can't remember what I was doing in 2001. Interesting, they do cover versions on there, which I like when people do radio sessions and you get that in concert. They do kind of quirky covers. So you get they do "Here Comes the Sun" by the Beatles, and they do "Waiting for the Man" by Velvet Underground, and quite surprisingly, for Belle and Sebastian, they do "The Boys Are Back in Town" by Thin Lizzy.
Really? Crikey, that'd be quite interesting to hear. So overall, what do you reckon?
Belle and Sebastian, well, I'm giving it 9 out of 10. Okay. One of the most essential kind of re-releases or compilation albums of the year.
Okay, excellent.
I'm going to go back to the public library now. I've got something to ask you.
What?
Am I human?
No, you're just a very bad dancer.
I certainly am. Killers, Date and Age album review. It's their new album, their 3rd studio album.
Yep.
I'm not happy about the whole thing in general, to be honest.
I was a bit sceptical first single when I heard that.
The first single, I don't think is a great Killer single at all. I think, to me, I described it as sounding like Duran Duran trying to get into a rave. The video sucks. What's that jacket he's got? The owl feathers.
Oh, I think it's amazing. Don't be knocking the flowers now, please. He's amazing. I love the Killers look. That's it's one of their things is they've got a very cool look, and I think on the whole this album's got some really chart-worthy singles. You know, they're really trying to hit the big market.
The trouble is, I think the Killers are a singles band. Look at what they've done. The first album, I mean, half of Hot Fuss was a good album. You can take, a few of the singles. Listen, Brightside, fantastic.
Somebody told me.
Yeah, somebody told me the name of that. Where are they? Remind me. They're good singles. The album peters out. The second album.
I don't think so. I have a massive disagreement on that. I think Hot Fuss is an amazing album, and Sam's Town.
Sam's sounds how I think it sounds like bad Bruce Springsteen. On this album, they broke to Stuart Price from Rhythm Digital, and he's Madonna's producer. They basically made an album that harks back to the most insipid West decade of music, the 1980s. You know, the first track, which you actually like.
Yeah, I think it's a great opener to the album.
It's called Losing My Touch, and I think that is basically what sums up the whole album for me.
You know, I think that's a bit unfair, but I do get your point.
It's got saxophone on it,
I think the problem with the Killers is they don't really know who they are. Like, I think they are great songwriters, but when you dig a little bit deeper, it's like, what are they? You know, the last album was a great rock album. The first album was big electro indie masterpiece. This is like going into a completely another direction again. It's like they're just losing, like, what is the Killer sound? Maybe it's you know, the whole coming from Las Vegas thing. They're just a bit fake. You know, I don't know what to say.
Well, there's a great quote from Ryan Adams that I read recently in a newspaper, and it says, you know, what goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas. Unfortunately, that's not true of the Killers, which I think is, you know, and this album proves that. You've got, you know, Euro pop on it, Spaceman. You've got a track that sounds exactly like a copy of Road to Nowhere by Talking Heads, which is called This Is Your Life. You don't like this one, the Calypso and the Sax number.
No, I don't like this, no.
I Can't Stay.
No, there's two songs on I really don't like. That one, what's the other one, is it?
World We Live In.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Which sounds like Wax is building a bridge to your heart.
I will say one thing for me, the Killers never, when the Killers first came out, I didn't like them at all. I saw them at Glastonbury and changed my mind. And both Samstown and Hot Fuzz are two albums that have massively grown on me. And when I first listened to it, I was like, half of it's good, the rest is crap. I actually really like the whole of those albums now. So I don't know if this one could be a grower as well for me, but I can understand, particularly you, Sean, not liking it, because it is a little bit too commercial. I think they've gone right down.
Probably commercial. I just think it's a bit of I don't like the influences. I think it sounds, all the songs are covered in kind of naff electro synth sounds. You know, it just sounds like a naff 80s dance pop album. They want to be the Pet Shop Boys. They want to be New Order. You know, they're not the Pet Shop Boys, and on this album they don't really sound like New Order. But,
I think the last song though, we both can't remember the names for crap. But the last song, to me, just made me think, actually, no, this isn't that bad, because the second half of the album definitely peters out, I reckon. But then the last track has got this amazing Peter Hook bass line, which for me lifts it all. And I think, actually, no, I've got it. So I'm hoping it's going to go on me. I'll probably give it a 7.5 out of 10, but I'm thinking yours is going to be a lot less.
Yeah, I think I'd give it probably a 1 or a 2. You always tend to look on the Mr. Bright side, don't you?
Oh, yes, I do. Especially when the lead singer's quite good looking, obviously. So, Mr. Flowers, Sean says you must try harder and ice